Yeah, hi everyone, welcome to Emsley Lodge for another week. A bit of an average sort of week on the racetrack this week. Had a couple of horses I thought might have been a bit of a chance. I'm the Fox, went up the bush and he got ridden very well, and just the winner just bolted in. It just sort of jumped and led and we sat up its bum and just couldn't catch it. He sort of battled into fourth and was only fair. I'll back him up this week and get back onto the synthetic. He won dominantly on the synthetic, went back to a heavy track and I thought he just plugged a little bit, but probably a little bit disappointing. Vavoose took her to Cranbourne on Wednesday, and I thought she went okay. Just drew 14 and sort of had to make a big run around them, and I thought she was just late where the winners and the sort of place getters sort of got a nice suck through on the inside. But thought the horses raced only fair. I was a bit disappointed in a couple of them, but anyway, onwards and upwards this week. Okay, runners this week need a winner bag, don't we? Really difficult this week. I've got a couple of first starters. I've got one called Zellberg and one called Dwelt, and both 3-year-old fillies in 1100 metre maiden having their first start. One's drawn 14 and one's drawn 19, so just really difficult from out there, first starters. So I have to have a talk to the owners whether we run them or not, but if they go around, look, it's an absolute lottery. You kick out and go forward and you get hung out 4 wide, no cover, and you go back, you've got 15 horses in front of you. So really difficult. I'll have to have a good think about whether both those horses go. I think Dwelt goes pretty good. She's a nice enough sort of filly. She'll go to the races and be really competitive. Little Zellberg's unfortunately only had the 1 or 2 trump outs, and she sort of bombed the start her last trial, and I would love to have got another 1 or 2 trials into her, but really difficult at the moment with the lockdown with COVID. We can't travel away and trial, so all we get is the sort of synthetic trials here every couple of weeks, and there can be 3-horse trials on the synthetic, and so you can't get a line or educate your horses very much at all. So really difficult. I've actually have to take a few of these first starters to the races and use them as a trial, where I took a little filly through the week called Holy Ganges to Seymour, and she jumped and did everything right, but the poor little thing just had no idea what she was doing, and was really ordinary late. So and she'll improve next start, and then she'll improve again, but unfortunately it's what we're doing. But I'm not sure whether we'll run those 2 fillies or not. What else we got? Aveda, she got balloted, a little bit difficult, big numbers of horses around, so she won't go round. Kawabata, I've got her in there, and once again, like she's had a long time off and needs to go to the races, and purely I would love to have given her 3 or 4 trials and have her wound up first up, but she'll probably go round in the 1300 metre race, and I'll very much use it as a trial. We'll jump out, let her find her feet and have her hitting the line, and she'll just keep improving as she gets up in distance. But all those horses are probably going to be a tad bit underdone, I would think. Okay, we go to Flemington Saturday. Now, Minyinga's been going really good this whole prep, and she even last start when she won, she had no luck. She was 3 and 4 deep the whole trip. Spoke to Craig about her, and he's quite happy to send her up the straight at Flemington, where sort of that wideish sort of run will be taken out of play. Now she's drawn right in the middle in a big field, so hopefully they'll run a lot long. I imagine she'll probably sit, I don't know, midfield, something like that, and just really interesting to see how she copes with racing up the straight. But you would tend to think her pattern of racing really suit up the straight at Flemington, so she gets a go, gets a chance there. Really strong race. I don't know, she'll probably be 15-20 to 1, but she certainly, I think when a horse is in really good form, throw them in the deep end and see how good they are. So she's going really well. Hopefully she gets a crack at them on Saturday at Flemington. Ballarat Monday. Now, I ran I'm the Fox the other day, got onto a heavy track, and so I'm going to try and get him back onto the synthetic, and might even back him up on Monday at Ballarat. There's a nice little 2100 metre race there, so if he pulls up okay, I'll probably do a little bit of work with him Saturday morning. If he works up okay, I might even back him up there. I think he's a lot better horse on the synthetic than he is on a heavy going, so don't be surprised if you see me back him up there. And then we'll go to Sandown next Wednesday. Now, Prince Ziggy, I had him in town last week, and he just got a little boil on his wither, and I had to scratch him, and it was no big drama. I just couldn't treat it, so we've treated that now, and he's all over that, so he's no worries at all there. He'll go there, second up over 1800. I thought his work was good through the week, so he'll have another couple of gallops too then, and then we'll step him out. He's going to get a lot of weight, so I'll probably put one of the good claiming kids, probably the young Rawilla boy or the young Price boy. They're probably the best 2 kids I've seen in quite a while. Either one of them will ride him there. Ziggy second up 1800. He'll be more than competitive in that sort of grade. Then third up over 2000 metres is when I really expect him to sort of come into his own, but I think he's sort of starting to turn the corner. He's just carrying a lot of weight, the horse. He spelled really well, and he's just got a bit of a fat guts, old Ziggy. So anyway, we'll get this another run under his belt next Wednesday. No doubt he'll go really well. He'll just improve on his first up run, and then we'll get him to 2000 metres.
G'day guys, welcome to Around the Stables. This week's horse, a 2-year-old gelding by Olympic Glory called Miletus. He's actually an old horse's half brother that we used to have called Macrobius. He's a great old horse for the stable, Macrobius. He certainly, if he can follow in his brother's footsteps, he'll do all right. But he's probably got Macrobius covered for looks. He's a beautiful horse. Big strapping sort of gelding he is. He's actually got he's like a sort of a creamy white tail he's got, which is quite unusual, but he's been in work sort of about 8 weeks now, and he'll probably head off the trials. I think the jump out's at Geelong next week, so he'll probably go around there, and then sort of whether he needs another trial, and then probably look at getting the races. So he's a pretty laid back customer. Macrobius was the same. He's not much to him. He's pretty good to train. He goes about his business every morning, and he's quite happy to do so. So yeah, look forward to getting him in the trials, and then further on see what he can do at the races.
That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. A couple of runners this week. Hopefully have a bit of luck. Just not having a real lot of luck at the moment. Horses, I think they're going okay, but without winning. Minyinga goes to town. It's interesting to see how she goes with that sort of step up in grade and up the straight. That'll be interesting. Probably back up on the Fox, and I think he's the horse this week that's probably our best chance. So hopefully he'll backs up okay and gets back onto the synthetic and go pretty well. The Thoroughbred Club of Geelong have their membership closing on the 1st of August. So anybody interested in joining the club, by all means come along. Any like-minded racing people here in the Geelong area, by all means join up. Just contact the number below and get in contact with Rob or Janet, and they'll sign you up. And don't forget, you get a chance to race a horse, which is always a good thing. Until next week, see you later. A lot of luck. She's been getting caught deep and
Start again.
Why?
Because I just jerked the camera.
Oh jeez. Well, hang on, that should go on the blooper.
That'll be good.
Yeah, that'd be good. That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Struggling through winter a little bit here, so I can't really get my head going.